Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Dr. Edward Padama and this time we are going to have another discussion. Ang pag-uusapan naman natin ngayon, lalong-lalo na kapag gumagawa kayo ng tinatawag nating qualitative research, is triangulation. Triangulation method in qualitative research. So pag-uusapan pa natin ito mamaya. So I'll just present to you the topic again. This will be our topic discussion for today. Papaano ba, ano ba itong triangulation method na ginagamit sa qualitative research. So, before we continue, I would like to invite you again to our YouTube channel at Doc Ed Padama. Please help the channel by clicking subscribe and click the notification bell to alert you when a new video is uploaded. And also, I would like to invite you to follow my TikTok account, which also discusses short video Q&A and queries, questions na may kinalaman sa pagsusulat ng research. They have the same name, pareho po silang under Doc and Padama. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. So, ano ba itong tinatawag nating triangulation method? But before that, we have to step back. Konti lang naman. Regarding the different methods or types of research, we have quantitative and qualitative. Any type of research, whether it's quantitative or qualitative, meron siyang tinatawag natin kagaya nito na bias. Okay? So, whether it's quantitative or qualitative, there will always be bias in conducting your research. That's why we have these methods to make sure, if not to eliminate, kung hindi man matanggal, the purpose is to at least minimize the biases that will be included in the process and the research writing itself. So, ito ang iniiwasan natin, kaya meron tayong mga ganitong paraan. Isa na dito, yung tinatawag natin triangulation method. Ito yung paraan para mabawasan, maiwasan, matanggal natin itong mga tinatawag nating biases, yung prejudices, yung inclination. Kasi pinapaboran mo siya, gusto mo ito, kaya ito pinili mo. So, yung personal opinion ninyo should be set aside, especially in conducting research. So, that's why research writing is defined as a scientific scholarly method without any prejudice, without any biases. So, kagaya ng sabi ko sa inyo kanina, kahit na saang type ng research, kahit na saang research, there are biases. So, reading this definition, understanding research bias is important for several reasons. Number one, bias exists in all research across research designs, and it is difficult to eliminate but we can minimize. Okay? It is difficult to eliminate. Second, bias can occur at each stage of the research process. So, halimbawa, pag-select ng respondents, pag-select ng method, pag-publish ng journal, pag-formulate ng conclusion at kung ano-ano pa. So, every step, there is a possibility that it will be infected and infiltrated by biases and prejudices. Okay? And then the third one, bias impacts on the validity and reliability of study findings. And it is also prone to misinterpretation of data and can have important consequences for practice. So, it will definitely have an impact on your research. Siyempre, parang manipulation. It's a form of manipulation na, or it is a manipulation of your research if you include bias and prejudices in the writing of your research. Kaya yun ang iniiwasan natin. Kaya introduce natin itong tinatawag nating triangulation method. But specifically, this would be effective or practiced in qualitative research or the qualitative research writing if you are conducting or writing one under this particular method of research. Okay. And then what are these types of biases? So sabi natin, merong method bias, design bias, ito yung pinili mo kasi ito yung madali, o hindi ba? palagi ang tanong sa atin, Sir, ano po ba yung madaling gawin na research? Which is not supposed to be the case. Your method and your design should follow the existing problem that you have chosen. Ito yung research problem, yung method and design, susunod dapat doon sa research problem, not the other way around. So this should be the the sequence and the proper flow of research writing. Kasi inuuna natin, ay ito madali, descriptive. Tapos saka kayo maghahanap ng research problem na mag-fit sa descriptive. So it is always the process being practiced in teaching research that you always identify and establish your research problem. May mga characteristics yung research problem, di ba? Yung ano ng SMART, acronym ng SMART. So you have to consider that. It should be novel. It should be innovative. It should fill something doon sa research gap that you have in your particular field. So, halimbawa, meron hindi pa nasasagot, dapat yung research nyo makapagbigay ng sagot doon sa vacuum na yun. So, these are the characteristics of a research topic. Ito dapat ay susunod. Ang susunod na proseso after selecting your research topic would be your research design, your research method, and so on and so forth. So, doon pumapasok yung bias, di ba? Okay, another is the selection of participants. The selection and the actual participants. So, gusto mo, ang kalabasan ng research mo, dapat ganito. Kaya ang pinipili mo participants ganito. But we have methods to alleviate, eliminate, minimize this particular bias. Yung selection and participants bias. Ito yung tinatawag nating sampling method. So there are probability and non-probability sampling methods, but if you're conducting qualitative, non-probability yan. So meron din mga sampling methods that are established in order to minimize and eliminate biases on this particular area. Next, data collection biases. So yung paraan ng pagko-collect nyo ng data, whether it's interview, questionnaire, observation, recording of audio, video, and so on and so forth. So, this should also be free of bias. So, halimbawa, ito yung pinaka meron kayong paraan para makapag-gather ng data, kaya ito yung ginamit niyo. So, even data collection should be planned and organized in order to get and maximize the full potential of the data. Okay, yun dapat ang iisipin natin. Paano ba natin makukuha yung pinaka-effective na data? Ito yung data, ito yung pinaka-effective, paano natin makukuha? Again, after setting the goal in the type of data that you're going to collect, saka papasok yung data collection method na gagamitin ninyo, not the other way around again. Okay, the next is measurement bias. So, what type of measurement you will be using in your research, whether it's quantitative or qualitative. Kung quantitative, yung statistical method na gagamitin ninyo. Again, there are options, and sometimes these options precedes the objective. Yeah, ito na lang gamitin natin, mas madali. Diba? Pero ito yung mas effective. Kaya hindi natin kino-consider yung medyo mas mahirap, mas gusto natin yung mas madaling gamitin na computation or formula. Again, that should not be the case. Okay? With regard to qualitative research, the measurement and organization of data is different. Obviously, it's different from quantitative. So there are other methods used in measuring data and organizing and analyzing data when it comes to qualitative. May ibang paraan ng pag-measure, pag-interpret ng data sa qualitative. I discussed that in my previous video. Under siya ng practical research series. Okay? So, some of these methods are thematic analysis. para sa pag-a-analyze ng data. At under siya ng title ng video is Data Analysis for Qualitative Research. You can check that out. Okay? And then, analysis bias, and you have publishing bias. So, even in publishing, even the actual publishers, yung sila mismong organization, sometimes there are biases with regard to the selection of research. Pipiliin nila yung medyo may significant na impact na research. Kapag nakita nila na wala namang masyado, hindi nila ina-approve. So there are cases that the classification of your research will be based on that particular criteria. So that's what we call, or that will fall under, that's ang tinatawag natin publishing bias. Okay, so these are the different types of bias that are present in writing your research. Now, sabi natin kanina, para maiwasan, para mabawasan itong mga bias na ito, we have the triangulation method in research. So, ano ba yung triangulation? This refers to the use of multiple methods, specifically tatlo, kaya nga siya triangulation. Okay? Basahin muna natin definition. This refers to the use of multiple methods, data source in qualitative research. Hindi lang data source, hindi lang method. Apat yan, mamaya makikita ninyo. Sa qualitative research, to develop a comprehensive understanding, mas malalim na pagkakaintindi doon sa iniimbestigahan yung problema doon sa research. So ito yung pagtabi-tabi, pagko-compare, paggamit ng iba't ibang paraan para masiguro ninyo yung validity ng inyong data, ng inyong method, ng inyong theory is really there. Okay? So ito yung objective ng triangulation method. Kung ano-ano o kung saan siya pwedeng i-apply, we will be discussing that today. So continuation of this is triangulation has also been viewed as a qualitative research strategy. More on qualitative siya. Okay? To test validity through the convergence of information from different sources. So, validity and reliability are two different categories, criterias that are used or utilized in research writing. So, when we say validity, it's the appropriateness of the research instrument that you are using. And reliability naman is the yung accuracy of the instrument. When you use that again, you will produce the same result. Okay? You should produce the same result in order to test or in order to prove the reliability of your instrument. So, that is the goal, and that is the objective of the triangulation method. Okay, the next is we go to the actual triangulation or different types of triangulation method. Ano-ano ba ito? Meron tayong apat. Okay, pero dadaanan natin ito ng mabilis because I've already given you the gist and the core of the objective of triangulation. So this is to, again, if not to eliminate, to minimize biases in research. So, data triangulation muna. Ano ba itong triangulation? So, gamit tayo ng illustration na ito. So, we have 4 spaces in this triangle. Okay? And then we have observation, recording. We're talking about data triangulation. Halimbawa, sa pagko-collect nyo ng data, yung data sources, yung panggagalingan. So, nag-observe kayo. Hindi pwedeng observation lang ginamit nyo all throughout. Di ba? In order to establish the validity of your data, gumamit pa kayo ng iba, maliban sa observation. Ano pa pwede nyo gamitin? Di ba? Pwede kayong gumamit ng recording, whether audio or video recording. This is for qualitative research. That's why ito yung mga data gathering methods na ginagamit. And then after that, you can also use interview. And then you're going to analyze, collate, and organize these output in order to establish the validity of your data. So, yun lang yung ibig sabihin ng definition ng data triangulation. Gagamit ka ng iba't ibang method to collect data in order to establish and strengthen the validity of your data. So actually, that's already the essence of the definition that you have here presented in the PowerPoint presentation. But again, let's go through the definition. Data triangulation is the use of a variety, iba't ibang data sources, including time, space, and persons. So, maliban dito sa data na ito, pwede ding iba't ibang area ng data na gagamitin ninyo. Again, in order to establish the validity of your research. Findings can be corroborated. Ibig sabihin, supported. Yung findings ninyo can be supported by the other areas ng data triangulation ninyo. And any weaknesses in the data can be compensated by the strengths of other data. Halimbawa, may kulang dun sa isa. Hindi lahat na i-record ninyo sa recordings. O di ba sa interview, ay kasi po hindi namin nakita doon sa video recording na ganito. Pwede nyo po bang i-elaborate, ipaliwanag kung bakit ganito ang nangyari? Yun yung compensation, di ba? It strengthens the weaknesses of the other data collected. So kung may kulang, may strengthen ng ibang paraan ng pag-gather ninyo ng data. Nagko-compensate siya, di ba? The approach has been used in many sectors to strengthen yung conclusion, yung findings, at bawasan or reduce the risk of false interpretation. Kasi talagang validated siya through other types of sources na ginamit ninyo. So, ganyan din magpa-follow yung ibang types of triangulation method na ipipresent natin, yung tatlo. Okay? So, let's go to the second one. The second type of triangulation is method triangulation. So, this is, according to the definition, this is compared or comparable doon sa tinatawag nating mixed method, which uses quantitative and qualitative. So, if you have or use or you will be using a combination of these methods in order to strengthen the result of your research, ang tawag naman natin doon is methods triangulation. So, you can use method 1, method 2, method 3, and then after that, come up with the strengthened validity of the research output that you are conducting. So, by definition, method triangulation is the use of multiple methods in research to study a situation or phenomenon. Phenomenon is the issue that you are investigating. The intention is to decrease the deficiencies, bawasan, iwasan yung mga pagkukulang at yung mga biases that comes from a single method. Kung hindi siya kaya ng isa at mas strengthen naman ng paggamit pa ng isang method, hindi po yun bawal. Wala pong rule na bawal mag-combine ng methods sa research. Okay? And that is the concept and the idea of triangulation method. In other words, the strength of one method, again, kagaya ng sabi natin kanina, compensates for the weakness of the other, which is also true sa paggamit ng method triangulation. Okay? The next and the third type of triangulation method is the investigator triangulation. Sino yung investigator? Sila yung involved, sila yung actively conducting the research. So, not only the researcher is a generic term. So, sino-sino ba yung mga involved sa research? Pag, if you're conducting a quantitative research and you need somebody to analyze your data, you will employ or get the services of a statistician or mathematician for data analysis. But for qualitative, again, that's a different type of method for data analysis. So, sino-sino ba itong mga investigator sa triangulation? Yung interviewer, kung sino yung nag-interview. Di ba? Sino yung nagbigay ng question, kumuha ng question, nag-jot down ng sagot, at kung ano-ano pa. Okay? And then after that, data analysis. So the person who organized, who utilized the data analysis method and came up with an output would also be part of this investigator triangulation. So, ibig sabihin, if you have multiple people, multiple persons, multiple researchers in a study, it would eliminate, di ba? It's logical, it would eliminate biases. Kasi, halimbawa sabi ni interviewer, ito yung nakuha ko, pero sabi ni data analyst, ito yung lumabas eh. So if they have conflicting outputs, then that would be good because it identifies the weaknesses and then eventually mako-correct agad yon, ko-confirm or ma-disprove if you already have this uh, conflicts, checks and balance dito sa investigator triangulation. And then another example is yung observer. So in the investigator triangulation, these are the different people involved in your the conduct in conducting your study. So again, this type of triangulation method should come up doon sa establishment ng validity through the analysis of these three individuals or researchers which are involved doon sa pag-conduct ng research. Okay, let's go to the definition. Investigator triangulation is the use of more than one investigator. Investigator, interviewer, observer, researcher, or data analyst in a study. Why? The ability to confirm findings across investigators without prior discussion or collaboration between them can significantly enhance the credibility of the findings. So, itong mga investigators na to should have not collaborated. Collaborated meaning they agreed upon, wag mo nang i-check yan. Okay na yan, pabayaan mo na. So, walang usapan ng ganon. If this is what I found out, if this is what I arrived at, so let's see the data that you came up with and let's try to figure out how would we analyze and how would we interpret this output. So, ganun dapat. Walang kutsabahan. You do not collaborate with the other person by instigating na i-bypass mo na lang yan, ito na lang gawin natin. So, you are not supposed to manipulate data. So, that's another bias that we are trying to avoid when you are conducting research. Okay? So, investigator triangulation is particularly important for decreasing bias in gathering, reporting, and analyzing study data, which we discussed just now. Okay? And then, I think this is the last one. Theory triangulation. So, theory is the foundation of your research. So, the theory would confirm or disprove that there is a problem with regard to the area that you are conducting. So these theories, so not just one, should be able to hold up your research. So ibig sabihin, kailangan masuportahan, masiguro na talagang meron ng problema and it proves na there is a need to conduct the study. So you can use a theory stating that there is a problem, and then you can use another theory stating that there is a need to conduct a study. There's a necessity, immediate ang pangangailangan. So you already have two theories. Another theory may prove or disprove these two na wala naman talagang problema, and then at the end, it's either you accept that first two theories and then reject the other one if there is a problem and there is a need, or reject the two theories and accept the third one if the other side or the opposite uh, happened or came out in your research. So, triangulation theory. So, either using three theories, theory 1, 2, and 3, and then again, establishing the analysis and validity of your result. So, theory triangulation is the use of multiple theories or hypotheses when examining a situation or phenomenon. The idea is to look at a situation, a phenomenon, from different perspectives. So, pananaw nung isa, sabi natin kanina yung theory, there is an existing problem even before, problema na yan. These are the different perspectives. And another perspective of a theory is there is a need to conduct more studies regarding this particular situation. So that's another perspective. So the different theories or hypotheses do not have to be similar or compatible. Sabi natin kanina, di ba? The first two theories may agree with each other. The third one would like to disprove that there is an existing problem or merong pangangailangan gawin yung research. So yung pangatlo, contradicts the first two. So hindi kailangan compatible yung tatlo. Okay? So, the different theories or hypotheses do not have to be similar or compatible. In fact, the more divergent they are, the more likely they are to identify different issues or concerns, which is true. Pag may variation, may variety sa theory which does not follow a linear path na iisa lang ang sinasabi nila, merong isang kumokontra, mas malaki ang probability na mas makakakita kayo ng iba pang issues maliban doon sa iniimbestigahan ninyo. Di ba? Okay, so these are the advantages of using these types of triangulation method in writing your qualitative research. So I hope you were able to get something out of our short discussion. And again, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. And I would like to invite you again to check out our YouTube channel, Talkhead Padama. And there will be videos that will be flashed on the corner of your screens. These are videos that is recommended, especially when you are in the process of writing your research. So, pwede nyong check out yung mga playlist and videos that are displayed on the side of your screen. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Maraming pong salamat sa inyong lahat. Stay safe and God bless. Bye!